Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new live stream. I haven't been live in like such a long time. And the playoffs are right around the corner. We have one more game remaining when it comes to 2022 to 23 regular season campaign as we take on the Indiana Pacers. You know, the Pacers, we just played them not too long ago. Their main guys aren't healthy. Halliburton continues to be out, and they probably wouldn't be playing them at this point in the season anyway because they're not really competing for anything. Chris Duarte, I don't expect him to play. Miles Turner, probably going to be playing Gabe York. Maybe TJ McConnell's still playing the Knicks killer, but the playoffs are right around the corner. And I was like, some people have been asking for a live stream, so I'll bring you guys a live stream. And I think it'd be cool to do a Q&A, answer your guys' questions. How do you think this matchup's going to go? Yes, we beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in the series this season, but we saw it against the Atlanta Hawks. We beat them in the season series. The playoffs is a totally different game. The game slows down. How's Randle going to perform when the pressure's on? How is he going to be mentally? But hopefully the audio is good enough. I usually do these on my phone, but I'm on the laptop today. But I see a couple people in the chat. What's going on? Appreciate you guys tuning in. And yeah, be free to put your questions out there if you'd like. I feel like this could be a very, very fun matchup because obviously the Cleveland Cavaliers were in the play-in, but they're a young, hungry group. Brand new acquisition of Donovan Mitchell this season to pair alongside Garland. That front court, they have the twin towers of Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. And we'll see how RJ performs. We'll see how Randle performs. Brunson, we obviously saw him perform at a very high level when he was in a Mavericks uniform. When Brunson went down in the first round, or even when Luka came back, he was still playing at a pretty high level. So we have seen that Brunson can perform when the pressure's on. Comes down to Randle, comes down to RJ. But we still need to see how Brunson does it in a New York Knicks uniform. He played with tall, versatile defensive pieces that could shoot the three ball as well in Dallas, but obviously they're a complete mess right now. Yo, what's going on, Grant? Thank you so much for tuning in, man. And if anyone's tuning in, and if you know anyone that's a Knicks fan, make sure you share the channel. I'm trying to grow this thing as much as possible. I love talking New York Knicks, and subscribe to that. Click the subscribe button as well if you'd like. But Grant has a question. He says, "Do you think we're better than the Hawks from 2 seasons ago? They made it to the conference finals. Oh yeah, they took on the Milwaukee Bucks, and that was so crazy when they're playing them in the Eastern Conference Finals. Remember, Giannis got hurt, and everyone's like, "Shit, is Giannis done?" Then he's like built like Stretch Armstrong, and he went on to be okay and beat the Suns in the NBA Finals. But are we better than that Hawks team? Oof, because they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Bucks obviously that was going to be a tough assignment to get past them. Trey Young, I think, also hurt his ankle in that series, but the Hawks got hot towards the end of the season. Remember, they were kind of cold at the beginning. They got off to a shaky start the first half of the season, then they really caught fire in the second half. It's really hard to say. We won't really know until the playoffs starts up, but we have a point guard of Brunson that kind of has this underdog mentality that he was a later draft pick. Trey Young was an earlier pick, obviously the whole Luka trade on draft night, but they're undersized. They both play with a chip on their shoulder. And I really wonder how Brunson's going to be attacked defensively. We've seen later in the season, like he's starting to be attacked defensively more, especially in that Miami game that we lost. But they both have go-to moves that they can get to that floater. Trey Young is he's a less efficient player. He's way more of a volume guy than Jalen Brunson. So maybe he's more range from beyond the arc, but Brunson's knocked down his three ball at a more consistent basis. But they have the floaters, they have the hesitation, they have the herky jerkiness to their game. I think Trey's a better passer. But when I'm thinking about floor spacing, maybe their floor spacing was better though. Like Bogdanovich maybe brought more consistency floor spacing wise. I'm not sure what DeAndre Hunter shot. He's been kind of up and down the season. They gave him that contract, but he had the length. He brings more size than RJ or Grimes in this lineup. So maybe you could say they had more size like in their lineup. That's a really good question, man. That's an extremely good question. I think that Hawks, like their depth is maybe better than this Cavs team when it comes to depth. But some guys are just built for the playoffs. Like who knows, Cedi Osman might go off, but I'm gonna wait and see. I'm gonna wait and see. We'll have to see how Randle is mentally. It all comes down to Randle's mental in the playoffs, how RJ steps up. RJ is gonna have to at least be a decent three-point shooter. Like, because when it comes to Jared Allen and Mobley around the rim, It's gonna be hard to drive from those guys. You're gonna have to be unpredictable as a player. But I'm excited to see what happens. I didn't see that. Is that real? Did that just come out? I didn't see that. LaMelo Ball asked for a trade? Let's Interesting. I don't really blame him though when it's our garbage run like Michael Jordan. Um, did that really just happen though? I didn't see that. Is that true? LaMelo Ball asked for a trade? Well, I don't know who'd be a suitor of his. Obviously, we're not a destination. If we didn't have Brunson, it'd be a different story. And I think the team being had been in the playoffs before, we should be better. Oh, this team I think is better. It definitely is. We have a solidified point guard. There was always an iffiness with Alfred Payton. Um, Payne, I liked him his earlier days. Like, I liked him during the pre-draft process. The big thing with him was his jumper shot, but he brought decent size defense. But I thought his defense was kind of overrated with the Knicks. I'm not trying to disrespect him, but he was a starter, but he kind of wasn't because he wasn't getting like those starters minutes. You had Rose coming off the bench, quickly got 18 minutes per game his rookie year, I believe. So that's a good amount of minutes though for playing under Tom Thibodeau, but the point guard position is better. There's more upside in the lineup. There's more upside. Brunson's better than Payton. Brunson has the ability to bring you 30 to 35 a game. Um, I'm not sure how it's going to be in the playoffs though, but he's more of a manipulator. You don't have Bullock in the lineup. Like was a steady player, but he was so predictable in the playoffs that, especially on offense, that they just hunted him. They had Trae Young defending Bullock at times in the playoffs because Bullock can't beat you off the bounce. And you know what Bullock is? He's someone that's going to compete defensively, but he's not crazy athletic. He's a steady three-point shooter. Didn't shoot it well in the playoffs though. While you have Quentin Grimes. Grimes is a player that's still like he's still getting better. So maybe it's like you know what you're getting with Bullock and it's safer. But I'd rather live with a player of Grimes that he may have an off game, but his upside just helps his team even more, like takes the team to a whole other level. He brings more potential to the table. So Grimes has the ability to shoot the three ball, but if the three ball's falling, it could definitely help out our teams that they chase Grimes off the 3-point line. Grimes could drive to the basket, look to finish strong, or dump it off. We've seen that with the Mitchell Robinson. He's not crazy tall. He's only 6'5", but he's a sneaky athlete as well. He's someone that's really good at moving without the basketball. He's someone that really hounds you when it comes to on-ball defense. He reads the passing lanes very well. This RJ compared to that team, RJ, I felt like kind of knew his role more his second year. I didn't like that he was just standing in the corner, but I feel he doesn't really have a role as much this year. It's really weird. Um, RJ is the worst three-point shooter. He shot 40% from three that season. He's shooting 31%, which is a season low. It's absolutely atrocious. He's finishing better at the basket. His defense has dipped. It's going to be really weird with RJ in the series because you have Jared Allen and Mobley defending the rim. He's going to have to be unpredictable. He's going to have to bust out those spin moves, like especially in that Lakers game that we saw in that win when he was awesome down the stretch. I believe he had over 25 in that game, 27. So we need to see an unpredictability of RJ's game. We have to see the willingness of playmaking. Randle, you could say, has been better this season compared to that season, like stats wise. I do think he's getting better passing out of double teams, but there's still inconsistencies with his basketball IQ. When adversity hits, how is Randle going to react to adversity? How is Julius Randle going to react to adversity? If we're down 10, the officials aren't calling it a good game. Randle goes crazy. That you have to be a better leader than that. You got to be poised in those situations. Is Julius Randle going to be poised in situations with the New York Knicks? You need a poised player in the playoffs, and Brunson brings that even keelness to the table. So it comes down to Julius Randle's basketball IQ. We have Mitchell Robinson this time. Mitchell Robinson, totally different than Noel. Yes, they both don't have big time offensive games, but Noel had ping pong paddles for hands. He couldn't catch anything. Mitch brings more versatility defensively, brings the offensive boards, the putback ability. So, and Amanda Quickly, 6-man of the year candidate. Josh Hart, defensive player, could pass, cut. Like Hartenstein, he's been awesome coming on. I'm excited to see what this team's going to look like. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm excited to see what's going to be brought to the table. It's going to be a tough task. There's some Knicks fans saying we're winning 5, winning 6. I love the fandom, but let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. One more. What's the rotation you think we're gonna see? Because I only see Tibbs playing like 8 players, to be honest, instead of the whole bench getting burned. Yeah, we wanna see McBride. I personally wanna see McBride get minutes. I know he doesn't bring a lot offensively, but I would like to see at least, like, 7 or 8 minutes of him, like, competing defensively, really giving us that spark off the bench. I do think Obi's gonna get some time. I don't know how much time, but obviously you're gonna have the starters. You're gonna have Quickly coming off the bench. You're gonna have Josh Hart. You're gonna have Hartenstein. And how much is Obi gonna get? That's the question. But it's definitely gonna be those main guys. Fournier, obviously, gosh, it's so weird seeing Fournier play. Like that Pelicans game. Did hit a three though to give us that 1 point lead. Obviously, he's atrocious defensively. But I think it's gonna be not a 9-man rotation. It's gonna be Josh Hart off the bench. It's gonna be Hartenstein. It's gonna be quick. And then Obi. We'll see. We need to see some Obi. I can't see us being the Cavs in 5, maybe 6. We've beaten them basically every time this year, but you can say the same thing with the Hawks. See, you can't go off of, like, how many times you beat someone in the regular season, like, did we sweep the Hawks? We only lost to them once the year we went to the playoffs, like, the playoffs is a totally different story, and especially when we're playing the Cavs at their best, they didn't have Okoro, they didn't have Jared Allen. You have to also think about that, but we also didn't have Randle. But the ball movement, how's the ball movement gonna be? Like, the ball movement looked really good without Randle. I thought RJ passed the ball pretty good. We can get into RJ. Be free to ask questions about RJ because I know that's a hot topic right now. That the game last night really didn't mean anything standings wise, but for like what to expect out of RJ in the playoffs, like his performance really meant something in my opinion. Um, what's up, Noah? Last time since we had a live stream phase. Oh, I guess it was an emoji and it just didn't pop up. Yeah, I haven't gone live in a while, but I thought it'd be the perfect time. Any timetable, any any time any timetable on Randall with playoffs within the next 10 days. The latest I knew was when I made that video and it was like two weeks. So the playoff starts on the 15th. And I believe the 2 weeks during that time, it was gonna be on the 13th, like 2 days before the playoffs, I believe. If I go back and watch that video or remember that video in my head. The 2 weeks was gonna be, like, April 13th by the time, him being evaluated, but that's just him being evaluated. Like, he's gonna be reevaluated in 2 weeks. We don't like, hopefully everything's going good, though, and I heard Mike Breen commentating, alongside Walt Frazier in that game last night. Mike was saying things were going good with Randle, and obviously Mike knows a lot about the Knicks, so I think Randle will be back. Don't wanna rush him back, though, um, but for the upside if you wanna, like, try to make a run, I'm not saying we're gonna make it to the finals, you need Randle. Obviously, the risk is, like, how is Randle gonna perform mentally, but we need his talent. We do. I just don't have any faith in Tibbs. He just scares me with his coaching style. What has scared you this season? I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering. Are you like, the rotations, the minutes? I like that he's resting Brunson. I like that he's resting Mitch. So there's no excuses when it comes to the breaking down of players at the end of the season playoff time. We can't blame Tips for that if a player doesn't show up, in my opinion. Um, is it the maybe lack of creativity offensively in the playoffs? Is it that? I don't know. Uh, Brunson, Payton, Grimes over Bullock, Mitch. I agree with you, man. I agree. Noah, do you still believe that we need a healthy Randle in the playoffs, even though he stunk in the 2021 playoffs? Do you still believe? So you pretty much. So if Randle doesn't, you're pretty much saying if Randle doesn't play at a high level, because I do think he's gonna be back at some point in the series, you're gonna need Grimes to play at a pretty high level. I think overall, even with Randle, it's gonna have to be a team contribution. It's not gonna be easy. I don't understand people that think this is gonna be like an easy series. It's not at all. But yeah, you're gonna need someone that just averaged 25 and 10. And hopefully he's not worse. If he's worse than shooting 29% from the field in the Hawks series, then Because my main thing with Randle, we're stuck in a weird position with him that he's a tremendous regular season player, but all that means nothing. Like he's helped us get to this point, with Brunson. A couple years ago when we didn't have Brunson, he helped us get to the playoffs. Shout out to Derrick Rose as well. When we acquired him, things changed there. But it doesn't matter if like a player helps you get to a spot and they don't show up. That's the harsh reality. Like I'm done with Randall in a Knicks uniform. If he's absolutely like atrocious again, then I'm done with Randall. Like I really appreciate what he did has done in the regular season, but if you don't step up when the bright lights are on, you're not built for New York. It's BS. It's B Dame's and Knicks. Hell no. I wouldn't even like Brunson and Dame. That defense would be atrocious. RJ's defense hasn't been good. Um, Dame's getting older too, and his contract is crazy. They took my channel, bro. What's the name of your other channel? Yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna upload on there anymore. Um, but it is the Hoop Addict. I haven't uploaded on there in a while, like a month. Clutch, would you trade LaMelo Ball for whoever get the first round pick so Charlotte gets? If I'm the Hornets, obviously the Knicks aren't trading for LaMelo Ball. Would you trade LaMelo for whoever gets the first round picks? What do you mean who gets the first round pick? The first overall pick? Is that real though? Did that come out by Shams? Who'd that come out by? I'm gonna try. It's just that I don't get that many viewers in live stream, so it's hard to stream games when you don't get a lot of people. Like it's hard to do that. There's some people that get like hundreds of viewers. I don't get hundreds of viewers. I don't get like tons of viewers in streams. Yeah, I remember he said we're gonna shock the world before the season. And yeah, what did they have us winning? What was it, 37 games? I forgot what it was, 34. I forgot. It wasn't something really high, but we've shocked the world with that department. Being the underdog's great, but I want to get to the point as a franchise. Like, don't you guys want to get to the point as a franchise that it's just like we made it to the playoffs? Like, we're not surprised. Like, it's just consistent. I want that feeling as a fan. The underdog, like being an underdog, not making it to the playoffs in a while is awesome. Obviously, we made it a couple years ago, but before that, it was like 8 years. But that's how you know you're starting to become consistent as a franchise. But you don't want to be stuck in the spot that you're losing the first round, like 3 years in a row, second round, 4 years in a row, that type of thing. You don't want to be in that mediocre spot as well. But yeah, RJ's gonna have to play at a pretty high level. I'm not asking him to play like an all-star, but his defense gonna have to be better. Gonna have to be an at like I'm just asking, can you just shoot like 35% from three for the series? I'm not even asking you to shoot like 37, 38%. Like just at average. Just at average. I know that was his first game back. And I know some people were saying like since the laceration or since that, what was it, the finger that got cut really bad, like he was shooting the basketball good before that. But, like, even before, like, yeah, he was shooting good, but we've seen the consistency of really good stretches, bad stretches of shooting the ball, and his shot is like, I'm not making excuses for him, but his shot has changed so much, like, since coming in the league. He was working on his jumper with Drew Hanlon. I made a whole video on this the year we made it to the playoffs a couple years ago, during the virus season. He was working on this jumper with Drew Hanlon. Comes in his rookie year with David Fizdale. This article came out. David Fizdale wanted to change his shot, so he changed the mechanics of his jumper. David Fizdale gets fired. He goes back to the jumper he was working on with Drew Hanlon. Shoots amazing. Shoots it pretty well to close out the season. Second year in the league. What did he shoot? 40% from three. Very good numbers. Corner RJ, we're calling him. And obviously didn't shoot it well in the playoffs. Third year, last year, he got off to a shaky start shooting the ball, but then apparently he started shooting it better because he changed the shooting pocket. Like, so much is going on with the shot that it was like shooting it a certain way. Fizdale wanted to change it with his coaching staff, changed it back, changing the shooting. Like, that just shouldn't be happening. Like, there shouldn't be that much thinking going into your jumper. Just let it rip. Shoot that thing. There should not be that much thinking. Just let it fly. Let it fly. There should not be that much going into your jumper. To be honest, he's a momentum player if he makes his free throw. Who's that? Who's that? No, I ripped the regular season series in the toilet because I know that the yeah. Put the regular season like, put it aside. I don't care that we beat the Cavs in the season series. I don't care that we beat the Hawks in the season series a couple years ago. The playoffs is a totally different season. It's a totally different season. The mentality is different. Donovan Mitchell's gonna take it freaking personal because, I believe he hasn't gone to a conference finals. Obviously, he's in a different conference now, but Brunson whooped his ass, like, in the first round of the playoffs last year when Donovan Mitchell was in a Jazz uniform, Brunson was in a Mavericks uniform. Obviously, he put up his numbers too, but they lost in the first round. Luke was hurt. Obviously, I hope Brunson busts his ass, but Mitchell's gonna take it personal. He is. It's gonna be the whole storyline. Mitchell, Knicks, all that shit. Can't stand Stephen A. Smith. I might have to block his ass on Twitter because he won't shut up about Donovan Mitchell. It is so annoying. Um, will Evan Fournier play a significant role in the play? All right, Evan Fournier should not even touch the floor. I should be on the basketball floor before Evan Fournier is on the basketball floor in the playoffs. What's going on, Michael? How you doing? MH, what's going on? He says RJ sucks. Randle's a momentum player if he gets his free throw. Couple buckets, he's rolling. We'll see. We'll see. We are doomed. Were those his last two games? Obviously, he was 0 for 9 from 3 last game, but even before he got sick, I'm guessing he didn't make a few threes before that. Do you think the Pelicans would give up Ingram for RJ? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I don't see that. Don't you think the Sixers are mid because they've been losing in the second round for a long time now? All right, it's a different team. Like, what is this? This is their second year with Harden? I believe it's their second year with Harden. I think they traded for Harden last year. Um, they obviously got upset up against the Atlanta Hawks because I remember, gosh, Joel Embiid did not have a good game 7. I think he had 8 turnovers. He had 20 something points, but he was like 6 of 24 from the field. He did not have a good playoffs. Like, he needs to play like the elite regular season version of the playoffs. Like, he still puts up the numbers in the playoffs, but I feel like it's not the same domination. Harden's gonna have to be full aggressive mode. Doc Rivers, I don't believe in Doc Rivers though. And their bench, it comes down to the depth. They need more of a bench as well. I love Maxey, but it comes down to the depth and Doc Rivers. I don't believe in Doc Rivers. But I do if they lose in the second round again, I do think Doc will be fired. He should be fired. Dude, I'm gonna say this right now, winning cures everything. If the Celtics win an NBA championship, yeah, Jaylen Brown's not gonna be traded. Um, and I honestly think he's a free agent in 2024, but he's not gonna be traded to the Knicks. The Celtics are not trading with the Knicks. They're not. They're in the same division, they're in the same conference, like, it's not happening, like, at all. It's the biggest X factor he plays while we win the series. Who, RJ or Randle? Because let's say RJ plays really well, but what if Randle stinks it up? Like, RJ would have to play at like very high level then. I think everyone's gonna have to step up. I don't think anyone can really afford to be bad. I'm trying to think like who probably wouldn't affect us that. Like, all right, what if Hartenstein, like if Hartenstein plays, like he doesn't play like how he's been playing lately. How much do you think that will affect those guys? Their center depth's not as good, I don't think, as it used to be. Like when they're in the play-in. Looking ahead, what's your opinion on who would come to the Knicks that can shock the NBA? I don't know. Obviously, everyone's talking about Luka right now because the Mavericks lost last night. They lost to the Chicago Bulls. They're out of the play-in. They're out of the playoffs, or they're out of the playoffs. Their series is done. They're not playing their guys last game of the season either. And Mark Cuban, we know he intentionally lost that game. He was pretending to be upset, and then the camera zooms in on him. He's smiling, and there's an investigation going on for the Dallas Mavericks when it comes to like resting these players. These fake injuries. So, what if that pick becomes unprotected? What if the Knicks get that pick? What if the Knicks get it? What if they change the unprotected? Obviously, that's what we hope happens, but it's just douche move by the Mavericks or by Mark Cuban. But obviously, everyone's talking about Luka on Twitter. If RJ sells, start Grimes and think of moving him for Levine or OG. Well, Grimes starts already, so I'm guessing you mean I don't know what you mean. Obviously, Grimes. I'm guessing you're meaning like continue to start Grimes for Levine or OG. How much does OG move the needle though? And OG would have to stay healthy. He's had an inconsistency of health in his career. Levine, gosh, his knees and like those knee injuries scare me. That contract is ginormous. He brings no defense. That's the thing with Levine. Levine's an athletic freak, an elite shot creator, much better offensive player than RJ. I like RJ's that good defensively. But Levine's not a good defender. But maybe some Knicks fans want to take that risk. I'm kind of like, like because he has so much talent, it just sucks. The injuries scare the crap out of me with Levine. Um, at least you guys will get to see. Yo, what's going on, Javier? How you doing, my man? Great support of the channel. He actually supported my other channel, like back. So I'm 19 now. I'm 19 years old. My birthday was April 2nd. My first ever YouTube channel. I started up when what was I 12, 13 years old. I was like really young, maybe even younger than that. Like I don't think I was 12, 13 years old during that channel, but I believe Javier was a part of my Noah Kale channel, or it might have been someone else that I was like in middle school, just going into middle school, like subscribing to my channel. So that's crazy. MH laughing. Regardless, oh wait, but let me address this. At least you guys will get to see Brunson who plays, how he played. Yeah, and I like that he's shown that he can step up in the playoffs. I don't know why. Like, hopefully, I'm not jinxing it, but I really think Brunson's gonna step up in the playoffs. Like, Brunson has balls. He's mentally tough. He's a difficult shot maker. Like, he's proven it. Knock on wood. I don't even know if this is real wood, but I have a lot of belief in Brunson. I'd be really surprised if he doesn't step up, but who knows? We're Knicks fans. We've seen crazier things. Please, Knicks fans, don't be fooled by the Knicks. 3-1 regular season series in the playoffs is different. Need to warn some Knicks fans. Yeah, guys are going to be defended differently. A lot more pressure's on, but I kind of like the underdog mentality more this year because the Hawks were more of the underdogs when we took them on in the playoffs a couple years ago. You know, we're the fourth seed, they were the fifth seed. This time we're the fifth seed, and they're the fourth seed, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Game one, game one is so important. We got to win game one. If we win game one, I'm gonna have so much confidence that we win the series. Or I don't want this to end up being clipped in like a year or after the series and I look stupid. If we win game one, we're gonna lose the series. All right, there we go. Reverse psychology. But that would just be big time. You got to win game one on the road. You got to because I love that it's not like game one. It's because you know that game one's a game that Cedi Osman, Levert, like not the top guys are gonna come out and want to perform at the Garden. You know, they want to set the tone at the Garden. You know, we saw that with Trae Young down the stretch of that game with that floater over Taj and Randle. So I do like that we kind of the underdog mentality this year. I do like that. It's like, oh, we didn't get Donovan Mitchell, well, we got freaking Jalen Brunson. Well, the big thing is Zion. He's still ridiculously young, but at this like right now, Zion's a bust. And it's not his play on the court. He can't stay on the court. Like he can't stay on the court at all. Right now, he's a bust. Right now. And I hate to use that because you worked your ass off to get to this point. But for the first overall pick, next LeBron, next generational talent, when he's on the court, he's averaging freaking 25 points per game. He's averaging 27 points per game. The Pelicans were above 500. There were games above 500 before Zion gets hurt. It just sucks. And it's not even like going anywhere with Ingram. Zion was the piece that, like, this is supposed to be our guy. This is supposed to be the freaking savior. You know, Zion plays at the Smoothie King Center. Let's make the Smoothie King Center cool because who the fuck, like, who cares about the Smoothie King Center? I'm sorry. Who will be the most consistent secondary player for the Knicks after Brunson in this roster? Could a player that brings defensive value or offense or both? Yeah, that's a great question. Like Randle didn't perform well in the playoffs. RJ, how is he going to be? If The only way we win the series, like, imagine Randle and RJ don't play that high, like, of a level. Quickly would have to go off, and Grimes would have to step up as well. But Quickly's been so awesome this season. 6 man of the year, in my opinion. I know a lot of people are gonna look at the amount of starts, but when coming off the bench, he's just brought that immediate spark. He's been fantastic. His defense, whole other level. 3-level score. He is one of the highest plus minuses in the league coming off the bench. Cedi Osman's up there too, though, so Knicks fans, I'm warning you. But it's a ways that's what kinda scares me that I can't give you that definite answer. That's what kinda scares me. I do think Brunson's gonna play at the highest level. I know Randle's been terrific this regular season, but playoff time, how's it gonna be? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna run a 10-man rotation. Like, I don't know if we're gonna run, 10 players out there on the floor because I mentioned Hartenstein, that's 6. I mentioned Quickly, that's 7, like, Josh Hart, Obi, I think he will get some minutes. I don't know how many, but I would like to play Miles maybe, like, not a lot of minutes, but bring us, like, a defensive spark because I don't think he brings enough offensively. Dude, if we win at 5, I'll freaking be pumped up. I'll be so you'll probably never like, you'll see me at a level that, like, someone's probably never seen me. If we win a series in 5, I'll think we're freaking winning the championship. Um, do I no, I don't. I think the Sixers are gonna win that in 5, but I do expect Mikal Bridges to go off, though, because his mom worked for the Sixers. He got drafted by the Sixers, and they traded him for Zaire Smith. It's, like, one of the biggest insults ever. So I do think he's gonna have a series, though. He's probably gonna average, like, 25 a game. Do you trust Brunson in the playoffs this year because Brunson was just a 1 playoff sample size? Like, 1 year sample size, you mean? We'll have to wait and see. He's obviously on a different team, but from what I've seen, I trust him. Yeah, I don't want OG. Yeah, Levine injury scares me too. All Chicago goats are athletic dogs, but they're so athletic that their knees collapse. Jeez, yeah. DeRozan's an athletic guy too. I hope he stays healthy. I love DeRozan. I just don't think this game's built for the playoffs personally. If we go to game 7 or lose second round, was this that I'm not a moral victory or moral whatever you wanna call it. If we lose in 5, 6 is like, I'll be pissed, like, in the moment, but I'll be like 6 was still a competitive series, but if we lose in 5, I'll be freaking disappointed. 6, I'll be like, Like, I'll be pissed off in the moment, but probably, like, a month after the series, I'll be like, "We competed hard, still obviously wanna win the first round." Game 7 depends how the game 7 is. If we come out extremely flat and get embarrassed in game 7, I'll be absolutely pissed off, but if it's a close competitive game, I'll be happy with how the team played because, what, we got beaten 5 by the Atlanta Hawks. But if we lose in the second round, I wouldn't be mad at all. Because I don't know if some of you guys watched me before. I thought we are gonna make the play in this year, to be completely honest. I didn't think playoffs. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend like I thought we were gonna be in the playoffs. I didn't like Brunson. I thought was gonna make a difference, but I was like, how much of a difference? And he's obviously made a tremendous difference, and in my opinion, he's the best player on this team. Evan Mobley versus Julius Randle if healthy. Obviously, Mobley's the better defensive player. I don't watch a lot of Cavs basketball. Like, I know how Mobley plays. I know Mitchell. I know Garland. I know Okoro. Like, I know their roster, their personnel, the way they play, the stats they put up, and all that. But I don't know from, like, a mental perspective. Like, I don't know if Mobley talks trash like John Collins. And I think that's so big if Mobley's not a big trash talker like a Collins, because how's Randall gonna be when there's adversity hit, there's some trash talk going on, but Mobley can make Randall uncomfortable maybe defensively. Randall is a stronger dude. Mobley does have more size, a longer wingspan. Randall's the better offensive player, though. But it comes down to, is he forcing the issue? John Collins wasn't a better offensive player entering that series, but he played within the offense more and was more efficient as a player. They could both rebound the ball. Mobley doesn't bring floor spacing ability. I don't know. Some guys, they just turn it on in the playoffs. Like, they just bring a different switch. I'm like, damn, we haven't seen, like, Mobley's so young though, so he might just pop off offensively out of nowhere. There's a reason why this dude's a top 3 pick, but I don't think he brings that level of aggression offensively like a Randall. I did not say we're gonna win 20 games this year. 20 games, that's insane. 20 games is insane. I don't think I ever said that. I would even be making this channel if I thought we were gonna win like 20 games. Let's see. Catching up on these comments. Yeah, I think this team's way better than that team that lost in the first round. Let's see. Who's coming in New York next year? Because with this team, we're literally one player from a conference finals. Like, not this upcoming offseason, the offseason after. Because this isn't a good free agency class. This isn't. Um, Harden's probably going to re-sign with the Sixers. But yeah, I do think we need another pop player. I think the playoffs is going to determine a lot of things. Like, what do we do? Like I said, Randle's a fantastic player or a very good player in the regular season, and he helped us get to this point just like 2 years ago. But how much stock do you put into it if you're dominating the regular season, but then he's one of the top reasons you're losing in the playoffs? Like, what do you do with that? We appreciate you getting us to this point, but you're not stepping up when the pressure's on. What if RJ doesn't step up? What is this team going to look like 2 years from now? It's like you build around Brunson, you add pieces around Brunson. Like, what do you do? It's kind of scary. But let's not think like that. Let's hope these guys step up. Zach LaVine, Derrick Rose, Blake Griffin are too athletic. Their bodies couldn't handle it. Yeah, they relied a lot on athleticism. Brunson, too, won the NCAA with Villanova. Yeah, he won 2 national championships. Yeah, Villanova, I think they had what they had, was that a Amari Spellman? I think he was a Knick for like 2 seconds. I think Eric Pascal was on that team. Obviously, he played with Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, what's his name? Ryan Arkin-Akino that played for the Knicks, can never pronounce his last name. But Jay Wright, obviously fantastic coach, retired now, but yeah. If we make dude, I don't even dude, I'd be so pumped if we but it's gonna be more heartbreaking if we do like, I'm not trying to disappoint myself, but if we make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, like, lose, like, I feel like it would hurt more than losing in the first round, though, because of it's like you're 1 round away, like, holy shit. But I'm not obviously, you would love to get there, but I'm not thinking Eastern Conference Finals right now. Let's take it series by series. Let's take it game by game. But, yeah, that'd be freaking wild. What a season that would be. I don't it's hard to say. Maybe 1 overtime. I do think Brunson and Mitchell will go back and forth. Randle, Brunson versus Garland and Spider is crazy. The dynamic duo matchup. I'm interested to see how Garland's going to perform. I'm really interested. He played very well for what was that, 3 quarters of basketball against us, but then McBride checked in the game, maybe at the end of the third, and McBride checked in. Garland had 20, finished the game with 20. I think we might have more aggress. Like, it's so hard because some guys just flip a switch in the playoffs, but do we have more aggressors? Like we don't. I don't know the Cavs team from a mental standpoint, like who has more dogs on the team? Because some people, like some players, express their emotions. Like Kawhi, we know Kawhi's a dog, but he doesn't like freaking trash talk and all that. It's very possible. It's very possible. But I think Mitchell dropped damn near like 40 every game in that series last year, and they didn't win. Like, would you guys? What would your guys' approach be? Like, just try to make Donovan Mitchell beat you, because, like, the factors around them, can you count on them? Like would you live with Mitchell dropping 45? Because it's like, wow, Mitchell just it was all on his shoulders, but no one else stepped up. Like, I really wonder what the next game plan is gonna be. But having Jared Allen this time is gonna be a huge difference. It's gonna be tough. I think I'm not gonna lie, the offense scares me. The defense hasn't been playing well lately, and we gotta make our damn free throws in the playoffs. The free throws is atrocious. Like, it's just unacceptable. You gotta make your freaking free throws. I don't know what's happened with Quickly. He's still an 80% free throw shooter, but he's not as automatically as he was before. RJ most likely out. Out what? He just played last night. Yeah, I've never been to a playoff game. I've only been to one Knicks game ever, 'cause I don't live in New York, so but that'd be great. I would definitely have to probably go to that. Um, so will Jalen Brown wait, what? So will Jalen Brunson own Spider again and be his kryptonite for the second straight playoff series? We'll see. See what happens. We'll definitely need others to step up, though. Can't just count on Brunson. He's been amazing, but you need other contributing factors. Oh, you think he's out in the off season? Who do you think we trade for him? I think RJ will be back. I don't know. I don't know what we get for RJ. That's a good point, Grant, to maybe match up with physicality. But Sims is also extremely undisciplined. I know Hardenstein can pick up fouls, but Sims is just so jumpy though. He's so jumpy. But I'm really interested to see what the interior defense is going to look like. Because I appreciated what Noel did in the regular season step in, but the playoffs, it was just a disaster. The interior defense was so bad. I honestly would love Mikal Bridges. But right now, RJ, the New York Knick, if you like it or not, we got to support this dude. We have to hope he plays well in the playoffs. Even if we're scared like the way he's going to perform, we still got to root for him. He's a Knick at the end of the day. He's a New York Knick. Yo, Adrian Wojnarowski's back in the chat, except it's Adrian Wajababi, baby, Wajababy. Hey, do you think Randle will step up in the playoffs this year? He was disappointing last year. He's gonna have to step up, but do I think? I don't know. I hope he does. It comes down to his IQ. Is he composed? Is he poised? You got to be poised in the playoffs. You got to be poised in those big time games. Again, I like that game. One's on the road. I feel like there's kind of less pressure, kind of the underdog. Some teams just love coming in game one. Oh, you're at the Garden. Players love just trying to put on a show at the Garden. But do you think Randall will step up playoffs this year? I hope. Yeah, it's just a part of it, though. You got to be able to overcome it. Like, we can't be down 8 points in the third quarter or the fourth quarter. Randall's complaining, picks up like Tex, Tex, Tex. I'm not saying these players are robots or should be robots. They have emotions, but you can't pick up stupid Tex. Got to be composed. Can't be doing stupid shit. Got to be smart. Got to be smart. How many will he average in the playoffs? In the playoffs, you're asking me? Oh, in the playoffs. All right, I'm gonna make my predictions. I'll go with the starting five across the board. Jalen Brunson will average 25 points per game, and he's an efficient player. Expected on good efficiency. So we're just going with points here. Brunson will average 25 points per game. Game one is on the 15th. 15th. Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes will average 13 points per game. I feel like that's good enough to help us win a series. RJ comes down to the efficiency, but RJ averages 18 points per game. Julius Randle obviously comes down to the turnovers. Is he taking care of the basketball? How is he defensively? But you're asking for the points here. I'm going to go lower than 25 points per game. I'm going to say he averages 22 per game, which is higher than first round matchup against the Hawks that he averaged 18 a game. But I'm going to try to be optimistic, and he's going to be a more efficient player. He can't be taking 8 threes a game, though. He can't be. Like, coaching staff needs to talk to him about that playoff time. Totally different story. Like, he's not an efficient three-point shooter. It's not a consistent one. So we'll see. I don't want to trade quickly, but it depends who the star is. Like, if it's freaking obviously some people do it for Luka. It's so hard to get a Knicks player's jersey because I'm like, "Oh, they might be traded. Should I get a quick jersey? I don't know. We might be traded." Yo, what's going on, Chuck Keith? Thank you so much for tuning in, man. How you doing? But yeah, game 1, I believe, is on the 15th. Or no, is that the plan? No, the plan starts on the 12th, I believe. Yeah, IQ's gonna have a big series. IQ's a way better player than that first time we went to the playoffs, though. When's my next play-by-play? Yeah, I haven't done a play-by-play in forever. The big thing with the play-by-plays, they don't get a lot of viewers. Like, I don't get a lot of people in my streams because so many people stream the games. They get hundreds of viewers, they get thousands of viewers. I don't get a lot. So it's kind of boring and hard to stream games when you're not really interacting with the chat when there's like 10 people or lower than that in the chat. It's really hard. Like, I need constant interaction in the chat so I don't get bored. Because I feel like I'm just talking to myself if I'm just doing the live play-by-play. But I really appreciate that, man. That means a lot. I'm gonna see how Randle performs in the playoffs, Andrew, but I don't even think that's a scenario. But the thing with Kawhi, it's just like you don't even think about the regular season. It's just like playoffs because Kawhi's gonna be taking rest days. I don't think that would happen with Tibbs though. Like that's the main reason I don't think Kawhi would ever come here. And he's a quiet dude. He's an extremely introverted person. Kawhi would never play in New York. Like I don't think he'd do that. Yeah, that's what I was saying on Twitter when I said earlier, like, John Collins is someone that I like to talk trash to Randall, get in his head, and I was wondering, like, I know the Cavs players, like, their tendencies, how they play Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen, and all that, Dean Wade, but I wonder, is, like, Evan Mobley a trash talker? Does he try to get into players' heads? And the coaching staff, JB Bickerstaff may tell him to do that. What's going on, NYC? Thank you so much for tuning in, man. By the way, if you haven't already, I haven't checked the like ratio, but if you haven't already, smash that like button, y'all. Smash it. And if you're new, click that subscribe button. And if you know people that are Knicks fans, share out the stream, share out the channel, share it out. Trying to grow this thing as much as possible. But he says Brunson is a true winner. And with being left out of everything this year, I can't see him not willing us to a win. Tibbs' rotations will be shadow managed by Brunson. Yeah, Brunson's a competitor since the Villanova days, since high school. I believe he won a championship in high school in Chicago or in Illinois. But I really believe in Brunson. I'll be really surprised if Brunson lets us down. How's the rest of the team perform? That's a true thing. And how much do you put experience into the playoffs? Because when I'm thinking about it, the Hawks, when they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, not saying we're going to the Eastern Conference Finals, that was Trae Young's first playoffs. I feel like you're either built for the big stage or you're not. Because that was Trae Young's first playoffs. Capella's not. That wasn't his. This is Mitch's, though. His first time playing. Capella's with the Rockets. Kevin Huerter's first playoffs. Think Bogdanovich's. Um, let's see. Solomon Hill, I think he might have been in the playoffs before. Wasn't Gallinari. Gallinari's been in the playoffs. But Trae Young performed at like one of the highest stages, and it was with no experience. I feel you're either built for the big moment or not. So are we disappointing ourselves? Like, is Randall just not built for the big moment, and we're just trying to be optimistic, and he's not going to perform? I hope he fucking performs. I hope he's amazing. Can't believe he rolled out Peyton, Bullock, RJ, Randall, and Noel in 2021 playoffs. Yeah, freaking Peyton. I think he's in the G League. Mavs fans are pissed at Bullock. Shout out to him, by the way. He built like a whole island or something, Bullock Island. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, Trae Young was defending Bullock because Bullock couldn't beat anyone off the bounce. He was a standstill 3-point shooter, occasional pump fake, one dribble 3-point, would run off screens occasionally. Like he was so limited offensively that he limited us so much. Now we have Grimes that can attack the basket, attack off those closeouts, dish the ball out off. Bro, we need to give Grimes touches though. Grimes needs touches in the playoffs. We can't if we're not going to win this series, in my opinion, if Grimes gets 8 shots per game in the playoffs. We're not winning the series if Grimes gets 8 shots per game in the playoffs. We need floor spacing. I don't know how Randle's shot's gonna be. I know Randle's had games that he's hit tons of threes, has made 5+ threes in games, but he's not an efficient 3-point shooter. Shoots like 33% from the field. Brunson's extremely efficient. RJ can't shoot. Grimes is up to 38%. He's hot at the right time. Remember, I made that video. Mitch can't stretch the floor. We're gonna have to feed Grimes. We're gonna have to. Yeah, Kawhi's a playoff guy. Grant says, to be honest, I'd like a 23rd round. So you're setting I'm not gonna say you're setting yourself up for disappointment because everyone has their own thoughts, but second round, all right, I'm not mad at you for that at all. Eastern Conference Finals, though, holy shit. Oh, that'll be freaking insane. I'm not gonna think that right now. To me, if we made it to the second round playoffs, insane. That's insane to me. Because I'd seen some shit. I'm a younger Knicks fan. I'm only 19. This is the third time I've seen the Knicks in the playoffs. 2013, a couple of years ago, and then now. I've only seen this team in the playoffs 3 times in my lifetime. I'm 19 years old. It's crazy. I've had to like Langston Galloway was a player I really rooted for when we're down in the dumps. We traded Porzingis. Obviously, 2013 was fun with like Sharp, JR, Carmelo, Kidd, Pablo, Tyson Chandler. Those were awesome days. But after that, with Andre Bargnani and freaking Joakim Noah and all that shit, that was bad. Really, really, really bad. Lou Amundsen. If Luka does ask out of Dallas in 2024, do the Knicks pull the trigger, LMAO? Especially if it's coming off a disappointing season, I would. But then there's Brunson, so I don't know. Like, you're interested to see how the fit's going to be with Brunson? Well, Brunson and Luka have a good relationship. I know that. And Luka did say he missed Brunson. Obviously, if you're looking at the full picture defensively, we wouldn't be good. But then it's just like sometimes you being so good offensively can cover up some flaws. But if you want to win a championship, you got to play defense. Leon's a big name guy, though. He's always trying to bring in the big name guys. If Luke asks out, then I guarantee Leon Rose is going to be right on the phone. But Luka won't be a Knick. Mark Cuban hates us. Like, Mark Cuban doesn't like us. The Porzingis thing didn't work out. We got Brunson from them. He's salty about it. Bringing up the parents when they had a shot to extend him during the season and they didn't for cheaper. So they will never negotiate the Mavericks and the Knicks. That would never happen. I think the goal this season is getting out the first round. The Knicks are heading in the right direction. Randle has to keep his cool. I agree with you, man. How would you feel if we lost in 7? A game down the stretch in game 7. I thought he got waived by the Nets. Is he on the Nets still? I thought he was on that 10-day contract. They let him go. He last played for the Nets. Yeah, he's not on the Nets anymore. What's going on, Pudge? How you doing, my man? How you doing, bro? Contain Mitchell and Allen. They're the two that I'm worried about. Mitchell and Grimes going to have their hands full. Yeah, Grimes can compete. I do think he's going to force Mitchell into some tough shots, but Mitchell just has so much elevation on his jumper that it's so hard to defend his shot. I guess the thing that does help, Mitchell's a very good athlete, though, so it makes up for his size. At least Mitchell's not like a 6'6", 6'7" guy, though. That definitely helps out. But it's going to be tough regardless. But Jared Allen scares me. His size, he's strong as shit. Got to rebound. Yeah, like the offensive glass will probably get offensive rebounds, but I don't know, though. This is a big team. Congrats on the season. Congrats to you, too. You're a Knicks fan, bro. You're a Knicks fan. Don't just congratulate me. Refs better let me play. No cap. Let them play. Probably, Matt. No cap. I've seen some really bad officiating games this season all around the league. Yeah, there's been pretty bad officiating. Pretty bad. But it's just a part of it. You got to overcome it. The best teams can. Or whoever the winner is of the Knicks and Cavs series will have to face the Bucks and get crushed. Yeah, I think whoever wins the series is going to lose in the second round, to be honest. Obviously, if I'm a Knicks fan, I'm thinking, oh, we could beat them. But at the end of the day, I don't think the Knicks match up well with the Bucks at all. I don't. I don't think we match up well against the Bucks at all. I think they may win the NBA Finals. Luka, Brunson, Grimes, Randle, Mitch would be crazy. So you're putting Luka on the ball. Luka does need the ball in his hands. Um, yeah, there would have to be some sacrificing with that. Bronson and Luka. I wonder how that would be. Obviously, they played with each other before. That'd be interesting. Gosh, how would that be? Oh my god, Luka and Randle together. Oh, with the basketball. Oh my gosh. Oof. Randle and Mitch Dallas and Luka trade. So you'd start Obi, I'm guessing. If we lost in 7, it'd really hurt, but they'll also tell us what we need to do for players and coach. Yeah, I agree. It would be improvement because we lost in 5 to the Hawks, but to me, it depends how we lose that game, though. If we, like, come out flat and just get destroyed, that'd be awful, but if it was close and competitive, I'll be, like, upset in the moment, but I'll definitely appreciate it in, like, a month. Yeah, I think the Bucks coming out the East. But I know Middleton, didn't he recently get hurt again or something? I don't know if he'll be back game 1. Yeah, they both complain a lot. That's a good point. Gosh, that'd be a disaster. Saying things like playoffs are different from the regular season, or Cavs got some home court advantage, or Cavs have the star fields. A cop out for emotions if they lose, looking at everything, we should win. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna wait and see. A lot of fans thought Knicks in 5, Knicks in 6. We want the Hawks. We don't want the Heat. Heat got destroyed obviously in the first round by Milwaukee that year, and then we went on to I think they did at least. And then we went on to lose to the Hawks in 5. We'll see how these teams come out. We should win, but how is our emotions going to be? How's Randle going to be mentally, physically when he comes back? We'll see. Yeah, I think Bucks going to the finals too. How do you stop Giannis? LOL. He drives. We have to collapse to contain. He kicks out. Easy 3. Yeah, he's ridiculous. Obviously not a great 3-point shooter, but it's just one of those things that remember they would set up the wall in the past, but now they've found ways to like overcome the wall when they're defending the paint. Because obviously they won that championship versus the Suns. But you need a physical center that's not afraid. And I feel like DeAndre Ayton, so much talent, but I feel like he's still kind of soft as a rim protector. I need to buy a defibrillator for this playoff series. But I love the way their team is constructed. You think the Celtics? Wow. Yeah, if they win the finals, yeah, Jaylen Brown's staying. Like, I think he's staying regardless, or maybe not. But winning cures everything. If they win a championship, yeah, Brown's obviously staying. He's like, I got a freaking ring. So you say at least 2 overtimes a series. I wonder what's been the most overtimes like in a series. 2. That's wild. I don't know if we'll have that many. I don't even know if we'll have any overtimes. Gosh, that'd be just so stressful, though. That'd be so stressful. They'll be great games. I don't know if I could take an overtime, to be honest. I don't know if I could take that. That'd be pretty scary. That'd be pretty scary. 2 overtimes. That is wild. Damn, we've been live for almost an hour already. I wouldn't mind seeing a Suns versus Bucks rematch, especially KD Giannis. Yeah, the Suns are, I believe they're 9-0 since like when KD's playing. Yeah, that'd be exciting. Yeah, Brook Lopez is also probably Defensive Player of the Year this year. No, you could say Jaren Jackson Jr., but I wouldn't be mad if either of them win it. They've been amazing. The Bucks have too much experience and size. They're hard to beat. Yeah, they are. Giannis literally takes 2 steps from the 3, and he's in 1 layup range. He's just so athletic. He just has such a long wingspan, and he's so strong. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, it's unfair, but it's amazing seeing his growth from him coming to the league at 18 and then just seeing where he is now from 6 points per game to 30. It's insane. It's wild seeing the progression from his game. I just don't know if he'll ever be a good shooter. That's the main thing with him. But to me, like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's not the best player because he can't shoot." To me, it's even more impressive that this man is not a good shooter and he can still dominate like that. Who do you want to play the best in the series then? Like, just a favorite? Who would I like to see play very well? Probably Grimes. Grimes or Quickly, because it's like Brunson should play good. Randle should play good. Those are our best players. But it comes down to touches. Grimes needs at least like 11 shot attempts. We're not gonna win with him getting like 8 shot attempts a game. We're not. We need floor spacing. But yeah, Grimes, I would like to see him play very well. Or Mitch. Obviously, there's a totally different definition for him because he's not a great offense player. But how is he going to deal with Jared Allen inside? Like, that's going to be a tough matchup for him. Very tough. Yo, what's going on, the new Knicks? I appreciate you tuning in, man. How are you? It's good to see you too. I hope all is well. What are your thoughts on this series coming up on the 15th? I know Hawks fans aren't going to be excited to play the Heat in that playing though. They just lost the Philadelphia 76ers without Harden, without Embiid, without Maxey, without Tobias, without Melton. They lost to Jaden Springer out there. Jaden Springer at 18. And the Hawks were fully healthy. Real question, who's getting traded if we make the second round? Because people would definitely want to come here. It depends who doesn't play up to their potential, play up to like the front office's standards. Depends who plays well, who doesn't. Yeah, I said that before on in one of my videos, and I said that on Twitter. If Randle plays very well in the playoffs, I'm gonna have a whole apology video about Julius Randle. It will come. I will definitely add that. They're gonna have to play well. They have so much size. Josh Hart, I just expect to hustle and play very hard out there. But Hart's probably gonna be defending Mitchell too. Yo, I have a wild card for you guys. Is there a scenario, game one, we look up at our TV screen, the starting lineup, RJ's not starting, Josh Hart is? Yeah, I put that because it's perfect, MH, because Randall needs to be meditating before the playoffs. But I want to do that because I feel like we already lack size. If Randall pops off, Noah got to do a 15-minute apology video on him. Yeah. Yeah, I want him to though. Like it's like whenever someone's not playing well for the Knicks, I'm not rooting for them to look bad so I look good. Like, no, I want them to prove me wrong. And I like that he's definitely proved me wrong this season. Like 25 points, 10 rebounds is insane. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's in the chat. We got a Hall of Famer in the chat. Damn, I was gonna say all-time leading scorer in NBA history. Can't say that anymore. Can't say that anymore. I'm sorry, man. What's going on, Kareem? Donovan has the same breathing technique at the free throw line. Do you guys think D Rose is gonna get important playoff minutes? No, I think D Rose is he doesn't play anymore. He hasn't played important minutes in such a long time. One, I don't think he's even that player that we had when we made us the playoffs. Two, he's accepted the role. I think he's kind of okay with not playing. Like he could have been bought out. He could have went somewhere else if he really wanted to win a ring. Go to a team that's competing for an NBA championship. But I think he likes the role of helping out the young guys. I think he likes that. He's taken on that Nick Collison, Udonis Haslem type of role, even though he's obviously a way better player than those guys ever were. Kareem's crying. I make Kareem cry. It's not good. 6-time MVP. Win the championships as well. Played for helped the Bucks win some championships or one championship, I believe. What was that? 1970, right? Was it 69? No, that was 69, right? because the Knicks won in 70 and 73. I think that was 69-70 the Bucks won. Because you guys had Bucks had Oscar Roberts. 71. 71. Okay, okay. Close, close. Yeah, that matchup scares me. I'm really interested to see how Mitch is gonna be. Mitch on the boards. Because Jared Allen's way more physical. Mitch is probably the better athlete. They're both terrific athletes, though. So how's Mitch gonna defend the lobs? Mitch is like, I'm excited to see what Mitch is gonna look like body language wise in the playoffs because he just never has played a playoff game. He hasn't, but I'm not expecting Mitch to average a lot of points in the series. That lob's not gonna be there. We know he's not a big time offensive player, so I'm really interested to see how that's gonna look. Right now, I'm saying Jared Allen wins that matchup, but I hope I'm wrong. Um, I thought I'd see Brunson quickly, Randle, Mitch, Grimes. What are you talking about, Grant? As their starting lineup, you thought Brunson, quickly, Grimes, Randle, Mitch? No, we need quickly off the bench. We need that punch off the bench. Yeah, I don't know if you start quick. You need punch off the bench. What was their beef? I just remember quickly crossing up Neto. Did they have beef? I just remember he broke his ankles like every time we played the Wizards. I think that was Neto that he broke his ankles every time. Down the stretch, this last game, yo, we do play. Who we play? Pacers. I think we play the Pacers. And Dwayne Washington played for the Pacers revenge game. Dwayne Washington revenge game. Dwayne Washington revenge game. I think Donovan Mitchell's gonna have 50 plus twice with one win out of two. Bro, that would probably piss him off if he had obviously a 50-point game. Dude, I couldn't. Oh my gosh, if Mitchell had 50 and we lost, that would be. But he'd be pissed if he dropped 50 plus and they lost the game. Like, well, Randall knows about that. What did Randall have? 57 and we lost to the freaking Timberwolves with. That was bad. That was fucking bad. Oh my gosh, that was bad. Don't even want to think about that. Yo, Ricky Rubio killed us. What was that? A couple seasons ago. I didn't watch that game though, because I remember I was working during the time, and I got home from work. Go on Twitter, Ricky Rubio. I think he dropped like 30. It was like a career high. We got to watch out for those games at the Garden, especially with Rubio going off, Cedi Osman, Dean Wade. RJ on the bench might be where he should be. He's an assassin on the second unit when starters are off the floor. Yeah, he plays with the second unit anyway. Yeah, even though he doesn't come off the bench. Yeah, they keep him in for that second unit. Yeah, IQ doesn't need to come off the bench. We have to take advantage. Like our depth's better than the Cavs' depth. It's really gonna come down to can we take advantage of the Cavs like when Mitchell's out of the game. We got to. That's what we did last game. Got to take advantage of the Cavs when Mitchell's out of the game. You can't have Garland average 25 plus this series. You're gonna have to hold Garland to like 20 points per game this series on like 42% shooting. Mobley Mobley can't average like 18 in this series. Can't hold Mobley to what is he averaging? 15, 16 per game in the regular season, like 13, 14. Can't let him get comfortable offensively. Cedi Osman's a good player. He's top 3 in the league and plus minus coming off the bench. He's like right next to Quick. He's a good player, Cedi Osman. So he's not just a Knicks go. He's just a good player. Yeah, he brings up the ball sometimes. I don't think IQ is going to start. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. I feel like that would mess up the flow. I guess we could though. I don't know. So that means you have Grimes off the bench then? Bro, but we would have no shot creation. I don't like we would have no shot creation off the bench. None. None. Josh Hart's not a shot creator like that. Grimes isn't a shot creator like that. When his shot's falling, he could get run off the 3-point line and drive to the basket. Hartenstein's not. Quickly needs to come off the bench. Quickly needs to come off the bench. Needs to. Needs to. Yeah, Levert scares me because he'll have games will probably kill us, and then games that he's just completely off. Like he was one of the main reasons they lost that last game when we played them. Obviously, they know Jared Allen and Okoro. Okoro's a pest on defense. He's a pest. Okoro's not a big. That's not. Okoro can't be averaging freaking 10 points per game. Like, he's nothing offensive. We cannot let these players like be comfortable and just play out of their play to their max potential. We can't. We had like Levert missed some bunnies. He missed some like easy ones at the basket last time we played Cleveland. Yeah, I don't know if I'm okay with that bench. Deuce, Grimes, Har, Obi. Yeah, I don't know if I'm okay with that. Ornstein. And I want to give McBride like McBride's a good defender, but he's just way too limited offensively. Doesn't have like really any touch offensively. We've seen like a couple games of him shooting well from three, but I couldn't give him like even 15 minutes. But I do think it's going to come down to trust. Do I think Tibbs trust RJ right now? No, I don't. That's obviously our best scoring lineup if we add quickly. Um, we'll have to wait and see. Good thing the Cavs backcourt, like Garland and Mitchell, aren't crazy tall, but Mitchell's obviously an athletic freak, makes up for it. Yeah, you would have to start hard though. You would have to start hard. Who's defending? Who's defending Mitch if you have Brunson starting? If you have Quickly, you have RJ. Like no, you would have if you're gonna start someone, you have to start hard for defensive purposes. No, it's gonna be Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, better shot creator as of late. He's tall. RJ's tall and have playoff experience. Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, shot blocker, obviously. Yeah. So pretty much what it is now. Yeah, I really wonder how much Obi's gonna get, how much playing time. Game at one P. What? I don't think D Rose is gonna play. I don't think he'll play. I'll be really surprised if he plays. I doubt it. Hasn't played like barely played all season. I feel like Tibbs has no choice but to trust RJ because playoff experience. He has to hope he learns from last playoff. He wasn't good last playoffs, but hopefully he learns. Yo, what's going on, Jay? How you doing, man? Last home game for fans. What do you mean? Yeah, what time we play tomorrow? I probably won't have a video tomorrow because I'm going to a baseball game tomorrow. I think RJ guards Garland and Grimes guards Spider, while Brunson will get Hyde and probably guard a core. Yeah, I could see that. The only thing that's scared, like Okoro's not a good offense player, but he's athletic and he can cut. But I could see that because Okoro's not a good like if I know we're in trouble. If Okoro starts knocking down threes, we're in trouble. Because I don't think he's not a good 3-point shooter. Let me see what his latest percentages are. Share my screen. All right, so this season he's averaging 6 points per game. All right, shooting better from three, 36%. It's actually better than RJ. Shot 29% his first year, 35 his second year. It's on 2 attempts. We're gonna have to look out for the drives, the cutting with him. Yeah, I could maybe D Rose plays tomorrow. Oh, are you talking about tomorrow's game? Okay. Yeah, I think Jay Hart's gonna get a lot of minutes. I really think Josh Hart's gonna get a lot of minutes. Yeah, but that's that's a good one though, Andrew. I don't even think he'll come close to taking that many shots though. Yeah, if we're looking here, the amount of shot attempts Coro gets a game, he gets 4.7 shots per game, 21 minutes per game. So I don't know what his minutes are gonna be in the playoffs. Guessing Levert, not Levert. Yeah, Levert gets the starters minutes. Obi's definitely gonna take some of RJ's minutes. So you think Obi's gonna play the 3? You think we're gonna see Obi with Randle? Oof, interesting. Yeah, let me slide the box score down a little so the video's not pop. I want to see what Randle does. By the way, I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're already an hour and 18 minutes into the stream. Appreciate y'all. I want to see what Randle does in the playoffs, but not surprised if Brunson shows up. He played against. Yo, what's going on, Cowboy X Factor? Hope you're doing well. I want to see what Randle does in the playoffs, but not surprised if Brunson shows up. Played against Mitchell last year in the play. Yeah, it's so weird how he's playing Mitchell again. I do expect Brunson to show up. It comes down to Randle. How's Randle play? How's RJ? Obviously Mitch, but Randle's the who people are gonna look at is freaking Julius Randle. How is he mentally? Of course, we could be playing any team, Jay. I'm gonna be nervous no matter what. I'm not gonna make any prediction. I'll probably have a prediction video out, but wait and see. Wait and see if we win. I think it's gonna be a good series, Kareem. Yes, sir. Salute to chat. And the playoffs, you don't think Randall's gonna be back for game one? So his 2 weeks of being reevaluated, his 2 weeks would be over on the 13th when I made that video. From then to 13th would be 2 weeks. But that's reevaluated. Like hopefully there's no setbacks. But Mike Breen obviously said everything's good. Or he's getting better. Gosh, if it goes to 7, that'd be insane. If we won in like 6 games, holy shit, I'd be pumped up though. Think Randall will be back for game one? Yeah, let's go on. I love this website. You just look at Jalen Brunson's overall stats in the playoffs. What was last year? Last year was the 2021 to 2022 playoffs in 18 games. He averaged 21.6 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, 3.7 assists. We obviously hope more assists. Shot very efficient. Got a steal, 46.6% from the field. Shot only 34.7% from three. Interested to see obviously to shoot the three ball. Good from the free throw line, 80%. But we know he's a mid-range guy too. He's someone that kills in the mid-range. But obviously we're going to need him to shoot well from three as well. Yeah, they're totally different players, though, the way they play. I feel like Mitchell relies on the three ball a lot more. Let me see. Yeah, Brunson averaged. That's the impressive thing. Like, he averaged 21 points per game, 17 field goal attempts, 4 threes per game. Like, let's see Donovan Mitchell's. Like, he put up numbers, but I'm sure the volume was a lot higher, probably. Obviously, it didn't result in a playoff win. Oh, he averaged, not like he averaged like 30. See the efficiency. This is what we got to do here. Yeah, Mitchell can get his 25, but only 39% from the field. But that Mavs team had length, like Finney Smith, though. They had that length. But look, he averaged 25 points per game, 6 assists, but he shot. See, look, he took 8 threes per game, only made one. Shot 21% from three, 39% from the field, 38 minutes. Well, how was it in 2020, 21? Efficiency way better here. Because some people thought he was checked out last year. 44% of the field, 32 points per game, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 43% from three. But Jalen Brunson, would they win this in 6? Playoff stats versus Jazz, 27.8 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, 4 assists. Yeah, shot average from three, 36%, 48% from the field. Yeah, you knew Luka wasn't there when you see this. 21 shot attempts per game. It's insane. 27 points per game. Holy shit. It's a lot of shots. And he's someone that likes to kill in the paint, like they'd go Bear over there. But yeah, guys, I've been live for an hour and 23 minutes. I appreciate you guys that tuned in. I really do. This was a fun stream. Nice talking ball with you guys. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. I might live stream game one of the playoffs. I might live stream the playoffs. It just depends on the viewers, though. Like, I don't get a lot of viewers in live streams, and people stream more than me or live stream more than me, so they get more consistent viewers, and they just have bigger fan bases. But this was fun. Really appreciate you guys. If I do end up going live for the playoffs, probably put it on my community tab. Smash that like button, click that subscribe button, share out this channel. If you know anyone that's a Knicks fan, anyone that's obsessed with the New York Knicks, make sure you share out this channel and make sure that they subscribe. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the great amount of support. Peace out, y'all. For sure, for sure. Peace. Have a good one, guys.